That was Echo and the Bunnymen. This is Six Music. I'm Russell Brand. We're in, guess what? It's a really good atmosphere. I think it's going to be a really good show. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He's in charge of the buttons. Yo, Matt!
Hey, Russ.
Why are you so downbeat? What's wrong with you?
Oh, I've just,
What, you think I'm being like a cliche DJ?
Yo, Matt. How am I
Just being upbeat, Matt. Is that a crime? Sorry, I'll tell you what, let's go through life all dour, hating everything and being all cynical, so that your friends have to build a cultural review into their radio show, so that you have some contact with life. Trevor Locke's here, he's in charge of competitions and phone calls. Cocky Locky, you alright, mate?
Good morning, good Sunday morning.
You stayed at my house last night, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Trevor Locke slept on my settee. Did you like it?
It was a very comfortable settee, yeah.
It's nice. Did you sleep well?
Not that well, no. There was a few interruptions.
What seems to be the trouble, Doctor?
Well, there was some noise coming from another room. There was a cat that...
My cat, Morrissey.
Yeah. He slept on my bed.
Did he?
Well, not my bed, it's a sofa and it's yours.
It's funny, Trev, how you suddenly take control of things and claim to own things. Was that your phone going off, Trev?
Yes, it was.
What's wrong with you?
I've turned
Nothing wrong
mine
with
off.
me.
It's really unprofessional.
I'm fully functioning.
Anything else happened with Trevor with those Italian girls, the teenage girls, aged 17, that you've got inappropriately and, in my view, illegally living in your house?
Well, they brought a young man home the other day and walked in...
Probably just trying to have a natural childhood, Trev. Don't begrudge them that.
He walked into the bathroom and saw my dinkle.
Oh, my God. Why? Why would you even leave it in there? You should keep it with you at all times, Trev. I mean, I know you don't use it often.
It was my spare one. I was washing it.
I tell you what, if I were you, I'd make the switch now. Start using that one straight away, because the one you've got's a bloody nuisance. Matt Morgan, we'll be doing your cultural review of it later, won't we?
I'm sulking after you introduced it like that.
Why?
Said, why don't we build a bit of the show so that you're miserable? Yeah.
Oh, don't feel attacked, Matt. I just said that
really.
for a bit of a laugh. So what we're talking about today, love. We're talking about love and everything.
Love.
Ah, love, eh? I mean, it just dwarfs everything, doesn't it, eh? Love. Once you sometimes you get all, I don't mean, I'm just talking from a personal perspective, you might get all, like, I don't know, vain, egotistical, obsessed by your own self, and then you think, oh, love, that's bigger than all that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's dangerous and should be held at arm's length.
I suppose so. What do you think in sort of an Aldous Huxley-style future world, love would be outlawed for being dangerous?
No.
Or like in Clockwork... It might
really
be.
silly.
What about in Clockwork Orange? No one loves each other there, do they? Oh, except that writer and his wife, they love each other, but look what happened to them two. Them lads turned up round, all dressed up in masks. And
terrible business.
Behaved awfully towards them. Trev, what's the story of your first love?
Well, it's very...
Well, I'm sure it is unpleasant, particularly for the poor lady or man involved in it, or perhaps or whichever pet it was that you set about.
No, it was a young lady. I didn't fall in love with anything else. It was, well, her name was Jo.
Yeah.
And I took her to see Romeo and Juliet.
Cliched.
Very cliched.
How old were you?
18, 17.
What had you been doing up until then, Trev?
Why had you had no love till then?
I reckon he was falling in love with finger puppets until that day.
Why? But I was
I'm not
embarrassed
convinced
about
Jo
falling in
isn't
love. I was really embarrassed about falling. If I liked a girl, I was sort of very humiliated by it.
It's probably, Trev, because you spent your entire school years with a paper dragon on your hand called Ricky.
No, that was only about 3 months.
And, well, what about all the animal killing as well that you indulged in as a child?
The about that, and that's been exaggerated for comic effect, and it's probably run its course now.
I don't think it has run its course, Trevor. A lot of people think that animal cruelty is right up there, quite high up on the agenda. It's nice you trying to dwarf it. If I had something to be that deeply ashamed of, I'd try and belittle it as well. You can't minimise stuff like that, Trevor.
Animal cruelty is overrated.
Blimey, right. I hope the Animal Liberation Front are listening to this radio show.
Yeah, so do I.
You announced your address last week, or your phone number on the podcast last week. Let's have your address this time. You should have seen Matt Morgan then do a cough behind his hand. Like, oh, I'm on radio. I'll do a cough like an old lady coughing into her handbag on a bus. Oh, I'll keep this cough in here for later. It can comfort me now my dickie's gone.
Why are you touching yourself when you get excited?
I think it might be because
He gets excited by an idea, he gets all on a run, and he touches himself.
I eroticise entertainment, that's why. I'm an erotic kind of guy.
Now?
Just fancied it. I felt like the used two were bunching up against me. I thought,
you're not allowed to stand on that thing because it echoes.
oh, God.
For the benefit of the listeners,
it's like a bat cave,
Russell
this
doesn't
place.
have a normal microphone like most DJs. He gets an own microphone shipped in every Sunday morning. He stands like a rock star.
I might pull down my trousers and play. Oh, now Matt's coughing down his jumper. What's wrong with you?
I'm trying not to cough on the radio. I'm professional. Unlike you, who eats fruit down the mic.
You're like...
Sounds like someone trudging around on a farm.
You coughing or... coughing away like Charlie Cotton. Like doing a radio show with Charlie
Got
Cotton.
hair in my throat.
Guys, it's Love this morning.
All right. It's difficult not to feel upbeat after listening to Jackie Wilson singing that. This is Russell Brand on Six Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke. We're talking about love. What are you on about love then, Matt, that makes you feel ill or something?
Makes me feel depressed. Like thinking
Love makes you feel depressed.
Well, at the moment, because I'm not in love, it's like Christmas. When it's not Christmas and you hear a carol, it
Seems
makes you feel
inappropriate.
depressed. So that song, you think, oh, this was written when someone was in love. There was some love out there.
There must be genuine love in that song, wasn't there, I suppose? Whoever wrote that must have, when they wrote it, must have been that's got genuine love in it. That's got something offensive.
You hope it's not some cynical guy with a pen behind his ears chugging on a fag going, yeah, this is a good chord progression.
Trevor, if it was that guy, I imagine his songwriting would be interrupted by you pulling down his trousers and pants and sexually invigorating him.
Well, if that's how you want to play it, yeah.
Yeah, that is how I perceive you, Trev. As a person who literally sucks up to the man.
A muse for Motown.
A muse for Motown, a sexual muse for Motown.
Yeah.
I think you could do it, Trev.
I
think you've got it in you. Right, we've got some interesting, like we've been talking about love on our thing, the Six Music message board. How do people look at that, Trev?
How do they look at that?
I mean, I know they use their eyes and their computers, but I mean, there's probably some technical information.
Disappointing and sordid little festival of nastiness. Really.
You think that's their perspective? Yeah. You think they regard it as a festival of nastiness?
Yeah, I think
that's
so,
how
yeah.
I regard your sex life, Trevor. A carnival of cruelty, a Mardi Gras of malcontent that takes place.
At least it's only once every
pants.
4 years, though, eh?
But not too shabby recently.
Trevor had it off on Thursday with a girl, now he's got embarrassed about it. Trevor had it off on Thursday with a girl, he threw his headphones on the floor.
Trevor's just thrown his headphones on the floor.
Trevor, you're not Keith Moon. Pick up those headphones at once and be like, this is the BBC. Put that in the podcast.
You're not Cliff Richard either.
No, Trev, you are allowed to have sex. It's not like your sex life is abhorrent.
Are you crying or laughing, Trev?
Are you embarrassed about your sex life, Trev? What's her name?
No, let's not do this.
No, because she's embarrassed.
Deeply
What are you embarrassed for? Is she listening? Oh, right, okay, because he's married. He's embarrassed because he's married, and it's illegal to have it off when you're married. Yeah, but come on, Trev, your marriage is an absolute farce.
Why have you got yellow stuff on your elbow?
I've
I reckon it's connected to this sex he's been having. One day he had sex, next day he turns up at work with yellow on his elbow. It's not a coincidence.